Hi there. In this quick video, I want to show you how easy it is to replicate data from Snowflake into any other target. Could be a data warehouse, could be a lakehouse, could be cloud file storage. In a few clicks, you'll be able to move your data from Snowflake into other destinations. But first, why do we want to do that? Moving Snowflake into other destinations could be done because you may have another data warehouse in your organization, maybe using BigQuery alongside with Snowflake, and you want to centralize the data in BigQuery, so migrating the data over. It could be because you have data you want to move into cloud file storage like S3 to serve AI workloads, or it could be maybe that you just want to move data between different Snowflake accounts and you want to have data migrated or replicated from one Snowflake region to another. All of that can be done with no code in a few clicks. Let's get started. In Rivery, to create a data pipeline, we create what we call rivers. So the first river I'll create here is a source to target river. Let's click on that. And what we can do here is name it. I'm going to call this Snowflake to BigQuery. You can see here Rivery offers many different predefined integrations out of the box. You just scroll and choose the right integrations or search for it. It could be integrations from different APIs, applications for marketing, analytics, finance, business operations, and so on. It could be databases, could be storage file systems, and so on. In this case, as we know, we're going to choose Snowflake as a source. And you can see that Rivery pre-populated for me the source connection because I only have one connection for this type of source in my system already predefined. If I didn't have a connection of this type, Rivery would prompt me to create a new connection. And essentially it's an interface where I simply provide credentials, username, passwords, or maybe use my key pair authentication to connect to Snowflake. If I'm not sure about the details I need to provide here, the instructions are available to me right here on the right-hand side. So in this case, I'm going to leverage this connection I already have established. And now I have two different options to choose from to replicate data from Snowflake. The first one is the multi-table options, essentially allowing me to choose multiple tables at once to bring from Snowflake into my target destination. Or I can also choose to provide my own custom SQL statement to pull a specific data set with my specific query logic into my target. In this case, I'm going to go to multi-table options and move on to the next step, which is my target selection. You can see here I have multiple big data warehouses to choose from, lake houses like Databricks or storage file systems. In this case, as you can tell from the name of the river, I'm going to move data into BigQuery. So I'm going to choose BigQuery, and you can see here Rivery did not pre-populate for me the list of the specific connection to BigQuery because I actually have multiple connections in the system. So I can open this dropdown and choose one of those, or again, click on New Connection and provide my credentials to connect to BigQuery. In this case, I'm going to use this existing connection. I can provide a specific data set ID I want to load data into, and a table prefix for all the tables I'll be choosing from Snowflake to be loaded into BigQuery. So I'm going to call this Snowflake and underscore, so I'll know that each table came from that specific source. I can choose my loading mode, could be an absolute merge, append only override, and there's some additional settings as well if I need to use those. I'm going to move on to my schema tab. And here I can specify what specific tables I want to bring over from Snowflake into BigQuery. I'm going to go into the specific dataset name, this demo1 here, and let me zoom out here for a second so you can see the source table names properly. I can choose specific tables I want to bring in, and you can see each table I choose, I can provide a specific target table name. I can also control the loading mode and the extract mode for that table. If I open a specific table, Rivery will show me all the different columns I have in that table. I can control column names in the target table I'll be creating in BigQuery. I can control data types. I can control partitions, clusters, even add calculated columns. I'll specify a key here for the column ID. And I'm going to even go into the table settings. And in here, I'll control different settings such as partitions, splitting by, and so on. Again, in this case, I'm happy with the defaults. What I'm left to do now is just go into my settings tab and schedule this river. So if I click on schedule me, I have a nice user interface to choose from. I can go even down to the minute level and maybe go even lower. I can also use a cron expression and specify a specific frequency based on the logic I have in my cron. Finally, I can control different timeouts and notification settings. I want to be notified whenever there's a failure or a warning. It can be sent to an email or my Slack. And I'm now ready to save and run this river. Once I'm going to click the Run button, essentially Rivery will start pulling data from those 4 different tables in Snowflake that I've selected and move that data into BigQuery. And that process will then be automated and scheduled based on the schedule I've defined above. So as you can see, in a few clicks, I can now replicate data from Snowflake into my different targets. Now that I'm done replicating the data, I can go on and start transforming the data in BigQuery for other use cases. The transformation can be done using Rivery, using what we call a logic river, or I can execute my transformations in BigQuery directly using other tools. Of course, multiple options are on the table, but for the sake of this video, you've now seen how easy it is to move data from Snowflake into other targets within a few clicks. Thanks for watching.